right, we are still sticking with those radicals. Today we will be adding, not add in, and subtracting radicals. So when we are adding and subtracting radicals, the same idea goes as if we were adding or subtracting variables. So to add or subtract variables, I would have to have something like 2x minus 3x to subtract them. And if I was to do that, I would get negative x. If I was to have 2x minus 3y, I can't do anything with this. It stays the way it is. So, same thing with radicals. You have to have the same radical to add or subtract. Meaning that if I had something like 3 radical 6 minus 4 radical 6, then I would get negative radical 6. I do 3 minus 4, which is negative 1, and then I would just keep the radical 6 on. So in other words, I could have said 3x minus 4x would give me negative x. I just know that x is my radical 6. But maybe you see something like 2 radical 6 plus 3 radical 54, and you're thinking, oh no, I can't do anything, they're not the same. Well, sometimes you're going to have to think, can I simplify anything in here? Well, if I do this, and I'm thinking about this 6 here, the 6 is 2 and 3. They don't make a group. I can't do anything with it. So 6 I can't simplify any more than it already is. 54, however, if I do 54 divided by 2, I'm going to get 27. And I know 27 divided by 3 is 9. And then I know 9 is 3 times 3. So I automatically get a group of 2 here. And you did last week's note, we did this radical. And I know that means that I'm going to have this radical 54 change to 2 times 3 on the outside. And 2 times 3 on the inside. I said that backwards. 2 times 3 on the inside because these are standalone. They can't combine in any way. So I'm going to have a 3 on the outside and make that a little smaller. I'm going to have a 3 on the outside and then a 2 times 3 on the inside, meaning I'm going to have 3 radical 6. Now, if you look up before, though, I have another 3 here. So I'm going to bring that 3 down. So I've got 3 times 3 radical 6. Nothing with this first one changed. So I'm going to have 2 radical 6 plus 9, because 3 times 3 is 9, radical 6. Now they're the same thing. I've got a radical 6 here and a radical 6 here. So 2 plus 9 is 11, radical 6. That's all you have to do. So if they're the same to begin with, you can just add or subtract them. If they're different, then you're going to have to remember to actually change them. That being said, we're going to go through a few more. Don't worry. We're going to do another one like we just did, so that way we can see another example. So maybe I have 8 radical 5 minus radical 45. So I know I can't do anything with that 5. It's a prime number. I can't change it at all, but I can probably change this 45. I know it's 45, so that means 5 goes into it. So 45 divided by 5, if you don't know what 5 times what is 45, it is 9. And then I know it's 3 times 3, so I have a group of 3s and a 5 all by itself. So 5 goes on the inside, whatever by itself goes on the inside. So I'm going to change it to 5 with a 3 on the outside. So that means it's going to be 8 radical 5 minus 3 radical 5. 8 minus 3 will give you 5 radical 5. And that's all there is to it. You're going to do the same exact steps over and over and over again. And it's going to be the same kind of deal. So I'm going to give you 2 tries. I'm going to do radical 45. Nope. Minus radical 80. And I'm going to do, so this is the first one. Your second one is going to be radical 12 plus 2 radical 3. So this first one, we already know that radical 45 is the same thing as 3 radical 5. But I need to simplify down this radical 80. So if I look at this, it's an even number. I know 2 goes into it, 2 times 40. And that's 2 times 20. And this is 2 times 10. And that is 2 times 5. So I've got 2 groups of 2. And I have a lonesome 5 here at the bottom. So that means that I'm going to have 2 groups of 2 on the outside. So 2 times 2 on the outside. And a 5 on the inside when I change this. So I'm going to have 4 radical 5. And I'm going to drop everything else down. Minus 3 radical 5. So I'm going to have a negative radical 5. 3 minus 4 is negative 1. You could put the negative 1 there if you want it. That is up to you. Looking at number 2, I cannot do anything else with this 3. It's a prime number again, so I'm going to keep it the way it is. But I might be able to do something with this 12. I know it's an even number, so 2 times 6. And that is 2 times 3. You might have gone a different route when making your factors. There's my group, and I've got a lonesome 3 here on the inside. My lonesome 3 stays alone, and the 2 comes outside. I'm going to drop everything else down, plus 2 radical 3, which gives me 4 radical 3. All right, so I'm going to give you 1 for an exit ticket, and that is it for today. Actually, hang on. Before you write that down, I'm going to give you a different one here. Let's do 2 radical 50 plus 4 radical. I know these numbers look big, but I know that you are all capable of it. 6, 125. All right, so there you go. There's your extra ticket. Again, I'll put an explanation in with it so that way you know if you got it right or wrong right away. So go ahead, try this one out. I know you can do it. Looks like big numbers, but you are all capable of doing this.